Welcome back, folks, to a series taking a look at all the changes done to Mega Man NT Warrior's English dub. This is the third part of a series, and the end of the first season of the original anime series. If you haven't seen the other parts, I highly suggest you check them out, as they provide some context to the recurring changes of what I'm covering. In this video, I'll be taking a look at episodes 17 to 26, what I refer to as the N1 Grand Prix Finals Arc. A quick thing is that episode 17 is the only episode of the batch with Alex Doduk voicing Lan. It's Brad Swale for the rest of the episodes, and the rest of the series. But as the English broadcast aired out of order, I expect to find more episodes with Alex as Lan in the next few arcs. So with that quick intro out of the way, let's get looking at the second half of the N1 Grand Prix. Episode 17 has been retitled from Commander Beef's True Identity to Something's Fishy with Commander Beef. The lineup for Lan's battle has a few text alterations to make it clear who the competitors are. Also, note that Mega Man aiming his buster is left unedited. Miss Mari making the fish snacks kiss, I can't believe I just wrote that and said it out loud, is cut out. During the double match, Mega Man aiming his Mega Buster on screen gets replaced with a shot from the first stretch of episodes. Text is removed and slightly different on the N1 Grand Prix rulebook that Higsby pulls out. Episode 18 has been retitled from Secret Operation World 3 to Evil Empress Roll Part 1. While both versions contain a recap, the English version is a recap of the entire N1 Grand Prix so far, while the Japanese version is just to the previous episode. The N1 Grand Prix hat text continues to be removed, even on this side shot where you can barely see the written characters. As the roulette wheel is spun to see which NetNavi will get a second chance to compete, Torchman's character icon is replaced with his emblem in the dub, when the spinner finally stops. This is despite the original emblem being used earlier in the episode. Higsby peeing before he is kidnapped is removed, as is Numberman getting whacked in the same scene. Mesa's bag of fish food is changed into fish pancakes, which I'm sure is a real thing, but that just doesn't sound appealing at all. After Roll goes full BDSM due to the corruption from the devil chip, the dub removes the close-up of her nails and eyeliner. When Empress Roll shocks Mega Man with her whip, the dub then removes the shots after, of her continuing to laugh and whipping Mega Man. Roll actually swinging her Elect Sword to where you see the edge of the blade almost strike Mega Man is removed in the last scene of the episode. Episode 19 has been retitled from Horror Devil Chip to Evil Empress Roll Part 2. The first thing I want to mention is that the devil chip that actually corrupts Roll is never referred to as such in this episode. In the dub, it's actually called a twisted chip instead. Another mention is that this is another one of those episodes where the dub received the finished animation, and I somehow ended up with broadcast or early home video footage of the Japanese version. Most of the scenes with Dex, Yai, and Tori have updated animation in the dub, as are some of the scenes with Lan and Meilu and some with Mesa as well. Even a random scene with Robita has updated animation. I like observing changes like this, and it's always a joy when I come across it. But back to the actual changes done by Viz Media. The recaps are once again different, with the dub containing double the recap time at nearly a minute versus 26 seconds in the Japanese version. The shot showing Roll's backside after she has been corrupted is cut out. Considering she isn't even human Japan, I guess this is fine. Wacko Man bouncing on Mega Man is removed. The way the dub handles this is pretty interesting. By not showing the second Wacko Ball, is that what they're called? Dropping, the dub has no reason to show it impact Mega Man, so it's 2 cuts for the price of 1. Roll's flurry punches at Mega Man are cut out. Maddie's and Mr. Match's insults to each other are different between the versions, as the Japanese version has them calling each other Neanderthals, basically, while the dub just has generic trash talk. A long shot of Roll holding Mega Man by his head is cut out. This is after a similar shot was left alone previously. Roll slapping and then stomping on Mega Man after tricking him is all cut out. Bathroom text is localized to cleaning in the English version. More casual Roll stomping is cut out, as Mega Man writhes in pain. Near the end of the episode, Proto Man shooting at his opponent removes him aiming his blaster on screen. Episode 20 has been retitled from Yaito-chan's Close Call to There's No I in Team Part 1. The first observation is that Yaito is left unedited on Yai's license plate. This was previously edited out, but it happened so fast I'm sure Viz thought the audience wouldn't notice. To remind y'all, that's Yai's Japanese name. Yai sitting at the bar and talking to the bartender about her frustrations is cut out, even though the scene already carries a heavy connotation of her at a bar. For the record, she is ordering strawberry milk, just as she did earlier in the series. A strange animation goof happens in the dub where Mega Man charges his program advance twice. This only happens once in the Japanese version, but oddly enough, the scene still lasts the exact same amount of time to the frame. It could have been intentional? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Yai leaving the restroom near the end of the episode is cut out. And lastly, Yai's email dashboard on her PET is different between the versions, as the dub removes everyone's Japanese names, and the shot of the message that Shad sends her is cut out. Additionally, the email itself is changed from a thank you to casual trash talk. This removes some of the will they won't they dynamic between Yai and Shad. Keep an eye out for more changes like this by the writers at Viz. Episode 21 has been retitled from Strongest Tag BR Whirlwind to There's No I in Team Part 2. While both versions' recaps are almost the same, the dubs is actually 2 seconds longer. Mega Man doing a very cool flip in the air and aiming his buster on screen is removed, right before getting bashed by Stone Man. The aftermath of Mega Man falling hard after being hit and getting back up is also cut out. This episode comes with 2 flashbacks to the previous episode, and both times they get the flashback border. Mega Man stabbing Stone Man in the eye with his elect sword is removed. Note that since this is removed, in the dub Stone Man just has one eye later on and it's not explained. Blaster Man getting brutally cut into various pieces by Proto Man is cut out. Land's PET scanning for Mega Man is cut out, and shortly after, the not found text has Rockman text removed from it. Later, the found text on Land's PET is edited out of the dub, but if you look closely, it's left alone in the last few frames. On the last end of this change, the found scene is later changed in the dub. The dub uses a shot it previously removed, but the Rockman text continues to be removed. And finally, Mega Man using his Mega Buster on screen has a shot replacement, and it loses a few seconds as well. Episode 22 has been retitled from The Final Battle's End to That Sinking Feeling. The dub oddly begins with a preview of what this episode will be about. This is the first time the dub does this, and it adds a 30-second precap? Is that the right word? Foreshadowing to the episode. This did not exist in the original version. Chad coming out of his training trailer and Yai coming to cheer him on in a very sarcastic manner is cut out, further detaching their connection. As the match starts, Mega Man aiming his Mega Buster at Proto Man, and Proto Man doing the flash move is cut out. As the match gets intense, maintenance workers trying to put down the fire that Mega Man and Proto Man's battle causes is removed. Proto Man slashing Mega Man's cheek is cut out. Wait, how does that even work? Mega Man is a computer program. During the battle, the dub cuts various shots of the action, and a few shots of Shad reflecting on what exactly is going on. As the timer counts down on Mega Man to see if he's going to get back up, the dub changes the countdown timer to start at 5 instead of 10, which makes more sense. When Mega Man gets pierced by Pharaoh Man, his dialogue is changed from saying Land's Japanese name, Neto, to deletion. On that tangent, the deletion text on Land's PET is also slightly different as the episode ends. Episode 23 has been retitled from King of Destruction, Pharaoh Man to Pharaoh Man Reborn. Count Zapp yelling "God damn" in English is replaced with a much calmer, directed anger in the English version. Flashback borders are added as Land reminisces about Mega Man. This happens twice in this episode. Glide attempting to grab Mega Man's emblem on the PET and getting electrocuted is cut out. And lastly, the dub removes the shots of Chad calling Land to meet up to discuss a plan. The dub keeps the actual meetup, but the call itself is cut out. Episode 24 has been retitled from Rockman Revival Strategy to Rebuilding Mega Man. The dub cuts out the 35-second recap to the previous episode. This isn't a change, but as Higsby attempts to help everyone, he logs into his computer. You can see his original Japanese name here in the dub, Higure in the user slot. That's just a fun inconsistency I noticed. Lastly, as Gutsman gets crushed by rocks, the dub adds his data getting dissolved, like when NetNavis log out or get deleted. The Japanese version just keeps a black screen to insinuate that the rocks fell on him. This is one instance where I feel like the dub's connotation is worse, as it clearly insinuates that something happened to Gutsman versus keeping things vague. Episode 25 has been retitled from Revive Rockman to Mega Man Lives. First, the dub adds a 45-second recap. And then, this episode contains only one other difference, besides the general changes. Originally, Woodman is turned to stone on screen, but in the dub, the virus is shown instead and then Woodman is turned to stone. Oddly, the scene lasts the exact same amount of time in both versions. Bonus episode, episode 26, Bizarre, Mystery of the Ghost Ship. This episode was never dubbed in English, so I thought it'd be fun to do a highlight of what edits would be done were it to have been dubbed by Viz Media. Mega Man's swords would have been blurred for sure, and when he transforms into Guts style, his aiming of his Mega Buster on screen would have also been cut out. And lastly, the scene of Sal's luggage exploding and her panties landing on her head would have been easily cut out. Viz would never air that, as scandalously innocent as the gag is. She even turns red and everything. And those are all the changes for this arc. That covers the end of the first season, what the DVDs refer to as Area 1. All in all, the series edits are much more subdued than contemporaries that aired on the same network. While most other anime of the early aughts that were dubbed with the Y7 demo left their swords alone, NT Warrior somehow didn't get that flexibility. The trade-off, however, is that text, whether in English or Japanese, is left alone for the most part, not to mention allusions to death, dismemberments, and moments of intense emotions. The Buster on screen rule would also get more relaxed as the production went on. There will also be a few more episodes that were not dubbed in English by Viz moving forward. They are usually filler episodes, but some contain scenes that would expand on the series moving forward. I'll be sure to cover them just like I did here, and make a mention of other observations as well. With the end of Season 1, or Area 1, whatever you want to call it, next time I'll be covering the post-tournament arc and the start of Season 2. Stay hyped, fellow net battlers.